Today I'll teach you about how these all the things are interrelated to each other. Interrelationship between managerial functions. And these different functions are planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. As we can see that I have written different functions. They all are interrelated to each other. As we all know that management is a continuous process. As it is a continuous process, then in that case we can see that, as we can see in this figure, that when a manager reaches the last step, that is the control. How he reaches? From starting with the planning to the controlling. When a manager reaches his job, his last step, that is control, that is his job, which does not end here. Actually, he will again start with the planning on the basis of the past observations and experience, which is projection about the future. One cannot say that a manager will organize only when the job of planning is over, but he will direct only when the stage of organizing is in practice. What happens when we are talking about in practice? A manager has to perform these activities simultaneously so that he can achieve the desired objectives. If I'll say, or I'll talk about the theoretical purpose, it may be convenient to separate these management functions, but these are practically, defy the such organizations. They are highly inseparable. Each function blend into other functions and affects a lot the performance of others and is also affected by the others. In other words, if I'll say that these functions of management are all interdependent and are interrelated. This interaction between the different management functions I have shown with these arrow lines. I'll explain you this with the help of a very good example by taking the example of how the relationship between planning and controlling is maintained or it is done. This is what planning, when we are starting with this. It is not possible for an effective system of control without the existence of a well thought option, that is what planning. Then only he can move towards the next step, that is actions, and the last one is controlling. They all move or they look backward in this option, looking backward as well as looking forward. What actually happens according to Goetz? He said that management planning seeks consistent, integrated and articulated program, while management control seeks to compel the events to perform the plans. Even in this case, what actually happens when we are talking about this relationship? Planning without control is just useless and control without planning is meaningless. Therefore, planning is the determination of objectives, strategies, policies and the programs of an organization to give direction to the activities of the enterprise. While on the other hand, if I'll talk about this controlling, it is the direction of operations of an enterprise or an organization towards the predetermined standards and direction of an operations in an enterprise. And it regulates the progress of the different individuals and the department. It regulates the progress of the different individuals and the programs. Therefore, as we are seeing in this relationship, this planning is based on goals, targets or standards of performance, and with that, without controlling, which improves the future planning by providing the information derived from the past experience. These both the things are related to each other. They both are interdependent. They are having a relationship among each other. That is why these both are important. Make you understand with the help of one more example, that is relationship between planning and organizing. Planning and organizing, these are the two concepts that are complement to each other. These are the two concepts. Many organizational experts agree that you simply cannot have one without the other. As a manager, it is very important to understand the relationship between the planning and the organizing, that implement both the concepts in your regular management routine. While talking about this, because of the nature of this business planning, the ability to effectively organize is the utmost importance. Each step in a planning is a simplified process when organized properly. For instance, if I'll take Organizing your research tasks help you come to reasonable conclusions more quickly. When establishing goals, organize them in order to understand the importance and also classify either the short term or the long term objectives. Your final plan of action is actually must have a logical order in order to be effective. Once this strategic planning is implemented with the management planning, organizing to get the job done is the next. As we are seeing that organizing is the process of establishing a formal relationship among the people and the resources in order to get the specific goals and objectives. Therefore, we can say that these planning and organizing, they both are interlinked to each other. Organizing process is also helping as in which we can identify about the different individual activities. We can assign the activities to these people, and obviously in organizing we can know about what are the necessary resources which we can get and design this organizational relationship. That is why it is very important. Thank you.